Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond Morning. Welcome to Baba's Murli. Today Baba is emphasizing about our purity. And he wants us to do the spiritual drill in order to become pure. And he is giving us so many titles for himself, making us recognize him deeper and deeper so we can experience that close relationship with him. So let's listen to Baba's sweet versions of the 16th of May 2023. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, in order to make Bharat into heaven, have loving intellects at the time of destruction and promise to remain pure. This is how you help the Father. Question. What is the main basis of learning the spiritual drill of the power of yoga? Answer. In order to do this drill, you have to break your intellect's yoga away from everyone else. Break away from everyone else and connect yourselves to the One Father. Only when you have true love for the One can you perform this spiritual drill. This is the power of yoga, with which you claim a kingdom of the world for 21 births. And the song of Baba's Murli. No one is as unique as the innocent Lord. Om Shanti. You children heard this song. Whom did you praise? Baba says, whom did it praise? Shiv Baba, the innocent Lord. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is also called the innocent Lord, the knowledgeful one, and the purifier. He is called the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. A physical father would not be called the Supreme Father. Only the one Supreme Soul is always called the Supreme Father. The soul praises his Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. The soul says, he is the one who protects the devotees. That is, he is the one who once again gives devotees the fruit of their devotion. What fruit would God give his devotees? God comes and gives the fruit of liberation and salvation. You receive liberation in the land of Nirvana. That is called the incorporeal world. Souls are incorporeal. This incorporeal soul has received this corporeal body. For what? In order to play a part in the field of action. Now, whilst playing our parts on the field of action. Bharat, that was like a diamond, heaven, and the highest, purest land of all, has become impure and worth a shell. The Father explains to you, children, the secrets of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world. In the beginning, there is the kingdom of the deities. And then, in the middle, the kingdom of Ravan begins. The deities go onto the path of sin. Bharat was pure, and it is now impure. This too has to be explained. It is only the one Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who purifies this impure world, and the devotees remember him. Devotees are impure. After the Father comes and purifies everyone, no devotee remains, nor does anyone fall out. In the Golden Age, when it was the kingdom of the deities, no one remembered God. Bharat was the land of happiness. It isn't that the land of Islam or the land of Buddhists was heaven. Bharat itself was heaven, where the original eternal deities ruled. When it was the kingdom of the deities, there wasn't the kingdom of warriors. Who sits and explains all of this? Knowledgeful God the Father. He is the truth and the living being. The soul also is the truth and a living being. This body is non-living, and the soul makes it function. In the Golden Age, there was just the one deity religion, and there were very few of them. The tree then continued to grow. The knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world is not in any of the scriptures. All of that is the paraphernalia of the path of devotion. They say, "O purifier, come." Bapu Gandhiji also wanted the kingdom of Rama. He held the Gita in his hand because it was through the knowledge of the Gita that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, made Bharat into heaven. It was the kingdom of the world, almighty authority. You were the masters of the world, and so it must definitely have been the master of the world who made you that. Shiv Baba says, I did come. You celebrate the birthday of Shiva, do you not? It is a matter of 5,000 years. It is written in the Gita, God speaks. Because the people of Bharat are Tamopradhan, they do not know God. God is the highest on high. He is the creator even of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar. Incorporeal God Shiva does not have a body of his own, because Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar have subtle bodies. They are called deities. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul himself says, I am the creator. All of these are my children. In the form of souls, all of you are brothers. It is that all of you are fathers, like the sannyasis say. that each soul is the supreme soul. No, God is the supreme soul. The part of God in the drama is separate. He is the director, he is the creator, director, and Karan Karavan Aham. He inspires the establishment of the original eternal deity religion once again through Brahma. He adopts the Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris. You, mouth-born creation, are called the adoption. You are the mouth-born creation of Brahma. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, came and taught you, Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris. You are now studying Raja Yoga. It isn't that each soul is the Supreme Soul. All of these 5 to 6 billion souls are immortal. This drama is very big. No one knows the secrets of the drama. The Father sits here and explains, I come at the confluence age of every cycle. I enter an ordinary body. This one didn't know his own births. I tell him about them. I enter him. I have named him Prajapita Brahma. I have to come into the impure world. This is this one's final birth, referring to Brahma Baba's final birth. Back to the Murli, he has completed his 84 births. This Brahma and Saraswati will become Lakshmi and Narayan. People don't know who Saraswati is. Saraswati should not be called a goddess. The name of the mouth-born daughter of Brahma is Jagadamba Saraswati. At the confluence age, she is called Jagadamba Kamdenu. So she's not a golden age goddess, she is a confluence age goddess. Baba says, at the confluence age, she is Jagadamba Kamdenu. This one, in brackets Brahma, is called Adidev Mahabir. He is also called Dirwala. In fact, it is Shiv Baba who is Dirwala. He is the one who comes to win the children's hearts and give them self-sovereignty. Children say, Baba, make us constantly happy once again. So Shiv Baba enters the body of Brahma, and what he does when he enters the body of Brahma, he says, and wins your hearts. He is teaching you. This is why the beautiful memorial of the Darwala temple has been created. That is a non-living temple. You made Bharat into heaven 5,000 years ago. And that temple is a memorial of that. You are once again doing service. And those non-living temples will once again be demolished. The Father says, I enter an old impure body every cycle to purify you. No one is pure here. There are now innumerable religions, but the original eternal deity religion doesn't exist. Those of the deity religion call themselves Hindus. The deity religion has disappeared. Deities were completely pure. From the time they went onto the path of sin, they were no longer called deities. The deity religion had to disappear. It is only then that I first established the deity religion. Those of Islam and the Buddhists come later. When was the Hindu religion established? The original and eternal ones are the deities. So, the innocent Lord Shiv Baba is explaining to you, innocent daughters, and filling your aprons, and making you into the masters of heaven. He is a very innocent businessman. When a person dies, all of his belongings are given to a Kanigon, a Brahmin priest. The father says, I take all your old rubbish and make you into the masters of heaven. You were residents of Shivalaya. Shiva established the golden age. It has now become a brothel. I am now making it into Shivalaya once again. I explain the secrets of the clans to you children. You have continued to take rebirth, and the clans have continued to change. People speak of 8.4 million births. The Father explains. You say of yourselves that you take 8.4 million births instead of 84 births. However, you say of me that I am omnipresent and that I am everywhere you look. I am not omnipresent. At this time, it is the 5 vices that are omnipresent. They didn't exist in the Golden Age. The deities used to exist there. They have now become devils. They are once again being made into deities from devils. Therefore, the Father explains. What he explains? The highest on high is God. And then there are his creation, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar. This is the corporeal world in which there is first the kingdom of deities, then the kingdom of warriors, then merchants, and then the kingdom of Shudras. Baba says there is no kingdom. This is the rule of the people over the people. Where Baba says there was a righteous religion in the Golden Age, they never caused anyone sorrow. There was the righteous religion in the Golden Age. They never caused one another sorrow. There is great praise of Bharat, but they have written wrong things in the scriptures and lost its praise. The yoga and knowledge of ancient Bharat are very well known. Who taught it? Srimad are the words of God. Krishna didn't speak them. The Father sits here and explains. I too have it in my part to come here. I do not enter the cycle of birth and death. I am the ocean of knowledge and the ocean of happiness. This is not the praise of anyone else. The praise of the deities is separate. Each actor has his own part. There is praise according to that part. You know that the highest on high is incorporeal God, the Father. A physical father would not be called God, the Father. He is a limited father, whereas this one is the unlimited Father. Everyone calls out, "O Supreme Father, Supreme Soul." They believe that when the Father comes, he will take them to the land of happiness. The Father says, "I even uplift sinners as sinful as Ajamil, and also the sages through you mothers. You are the Shiv Shaktis, the mothers of Bharat. You are doing everything with the power of yoga. Those Kumaris and mothers learn violent drill. Here, this is the drill of the power of yoga. You are following Srimad. You remove your love from everyone in the old world and connect it to the one Father. Horribles are those who have non-loving intellects at the time of destruction, whereas you Pandavas have loving intellects at the time of destruction. You make marriage into heaven. You promise the Father. What promise we promise the Father? Baba, I will remain pure and help you make Bharat pure, because there is now to be defeat of the land of death and victory for the land of immortality. The Father is telling you the story of immortality. You are Parvati's brides. You are claiming your inheritance from the Father. He says, become as beautiful as brides. You become emperors and empresses. The Father sits here and explains all of these secrets. The Father alone is the knowledgeable creator and director. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar are the creation. And this is why it is said, Trimurti Shiva. Those people speak of Trimurti Brahma. They forget Trimurti Shiva, who creates all three. By forgetting Shiv Baba, what is the consequence of forgetting Shiv Baba? Back to the Murli, Baba says, they have become atheists. They say, "Oh God the Father," but they do not know his occupation. Maya makes you into an atheist, and I then come and make you into theists. Because of forgetting the Father, they continue to fight and quarrel amongst themselves. The Father explains, this Bharat was the master of the world. There were no partitions. You were the masters of the earth, sea, sky, air, etc. There are now so many partitions. There is so much war over so and so should not cross this boundary. Bharat was the master of the unlimited. It was like a diamond. It has now become the master of the limited, worth a shell. This is the drama, and each soul has received his own part. Some have received a part of 84 births, and others have received a part of 2 or 3 births. This is an immortal drama that continues to repeat. There is no land as pure as Bharat was. When a home becomes old, it is repaired. Bharat itself goes unto the path of sin. And so there is the path of renunciation to support it a little. That is, in the copper age, when the sannyasis start going into renunciation, and because of the purity, they supported the world. Back to the Murli, Baba says, even that has now become tamopradhan. All have become old, and they will now become new again. There isn't any pleasure in this old world. The Father says, I have to come. So why does he have to come? After the Murli, he says, I have to come to make you Satopradhan. I myself come and make Bharat liberated in life. I give all the rest of the soul's liberation. The Father explains, children, this is your final birth. You are now becoming the masters of heaven. It is such a great attainment. You become the masters of the pure world for 21 births. You were elevated souls, the masters of heaven. Maya made you into sinful souls. Baba has come and is once again making you into charitable souls. This context, pure souls. He enables you to settle all your karmic accounts and will take you back home. Baba, the innocent Lord, is the liberator. He says, I send you to the land of liberation and life. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the sweetest of all. This is why everyone remembers him. Baba, the innocent Lord, makes Bharat into heaven through you, mothers. And the memorial of that is the Darwala temple. You know the occupation of each one, how everyone has a part in the drama, and how many rebirths each one takes. The Pandavas were incognito, whereas the Yadavas and the Kauravas were known. You are the incognito, non-violent Shiv Shakti army, and you are becoming the masters of the world for 21 births. Therefore, you definitely do have to make effort. Such a big thing, becoming incognito, non-violent, Shiv Shakti army, the masters of the world for 21 births. Therefore, Baba says, you definitely have to make effort. You also have to follow Srimad at every step. As soon as you forget to have remembrance of Baba, what will be the consequence of that? As soon as you forget to have remembrance of Baba, back to the Murli, a bomb of Maya is dropped on you. This is why you have to remember your father and have the faith that you are souls. Death is just ahead of you. The burden of sin is very heavy. For as long as you live, you have to make effort. Don't remember anything else. You don't have to come back to this land of death. The world is now changing. The Yadavas and the Kauravas destroyed their own clan, and the Pandavas claimed their victory. And the Pandavas claimed their kingdom. However, we Pandavas now belong to the Father. Rivers of blood will flow here. How else would the old world be destroyed? Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning. From the mother, the father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say, Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana. First point to practice for today. Become non-violent instruments to benefit everyone by performing the drill of the power of yoga. Second point. Make a true bargain with the Father, the innocent Lord. Give him all your old rubbish and claim your fortune of the kingdom of heaven. Break your love away from the old world and connect it to the one Father. And Baba's blessing for today. May you gain victory over everything with the intention of changing yourself and become an embodiment of success. I shall repeat the theme of the Murli. May you attain victory over everything with the intention of changing yourself and become an embodiment of success. In the field of service, have the aim of working in harmony with everyone. When you have the intention of changing yourself, you can easily be victorious in everything. Those who look at others to change or thinking that others should change are defeated. This is why it is said, I have to change. I have to do this. Put yourself first in every situation. Without arrogance, put yourself in front of everyone in doing something, and you will have success after success. Those who know how to mold themselves become real gold. And the slogan for today, just as light is merged in the eyes, in the same way, let the remembrance of Shiva, the bridegroom, be merged in your intellect. I shall repeat the slogan. Just as light is merged in the eyes, in the same way, let the remembrance of Shiva, the bridegroom, be merged in your intellect. Om Shanti. Do have a very powerful day in Baba's sweet remembrance. As he says today, he's the sweetest of all. Om Shanti.